So when I was 4, I told my mom that I wanted to be either a chef or an artist. And she told me that the only way to make money as an artist was to be a graphic designer. Coming from, being immigrant parents, like, they think that being an artist is, like, not really substantial. And, being a graphic artist, at least, like, you're working for commercial reasons, right? But, since she told me that, I decided to give it a shot, and I actually ended up really liking it. First and foremost, I think that it's extremely important to ask for help, coming from the other side. I think not enough people ask for help, especially like, if you're top of your class or, you're the best designer in your school or whatever it is. Like, I feel like there's kind of this idea that people don't think that they need to know more, they need to ask for help. And I feel like it's really important because there's a lot of things that as students, you really don't come across in that school environment. And so I definitely think it's a huge thing to like always ask, seniors or reach out to people that are in the industry you want to be in. Because, school is kind of like you're nurtured, you're like there to really kind of discover yourself as a designer. And the reality of working is that it's not like that at all. I definitely advocate to reach for, students or people that aren't working yet to reach out and ask for help. And, on the flip side, I would say that if anyone reaches out to you for help, that I feel like you should do the best you can to help them because you were once in their position. For me personally, it meant the world to me whenever, someone was nice enough to like give me advice, take the time to go through my portfolio and tell me like, look, this is wrong. Like, this is cool and all, but like, this is not going to get you work. So for me, I always advocate, like, I love helping people. I love it when people ask me for advice because, it's just like, oh, you came to me. But it's, I think that another thing is I think a lot of students might be scared to ask for help because like, oh, I don't want to bother them. But for the most part, most people would love to help you. So. I have extreme imposter syndrome, right? So, like, I'm always kind of uncertain of my own work. Like, there's that age-old saying is that you're your own biggest critic, and that's definitely true for me because, like, no matter what, I think the biggest thing for me is whenever I finish a project, I always want to end up with a product or, a final project that surprises me. I always try to kind of like, whenever I take on a new project, I always try to take on a little bit more than I'm comfortable with. And I feel like that's the key to really challenging yourself and keep growing is that you do need to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Not to say that you need to throw yourself completely into the fire, but I feel like that's the way that you grow as a designer is that you take on things that you don't necessarily know how to do, but maybe you've always wanted to try. And I feel like if you do that and you work hard enough to achieve your goal, that you'll end up with something that surprises yourself.